everybody. It's Sarah. I'm here with Rich and Deborah. Rich, don't be nervous. All good. Rich is with Gracie. Um, Deborah, as most of you know, gets a lot of applications. Deborah and Laura get a lot of applications for animals to assist. And I tell them to kind of flag me if they see a special story or somebody that needs help immediately, or maybe might need help with euthanasia, that kind of thing. So this was one that was sent to me, I think, Deborah, a week ago. And I read the application and like my heart just sank. And I think I definitely replied with a swear word to Deborah and said, let's talk to them. So that's what we're going to do today. I wanted to share Rich and Gracie's story. So first of all, Deborah, thank you for flagging it and, letting me know about this amazing story. But Rich, I was, number one, what you personally have been through, and then what you've been through with Gracie is just, it breaks my heart. I'm going to cry like 1 minute, and I'm known to cry, Rich. So just be ready for that. So if you can, and I know it might be a little bit difficult, but if you can tell the story, I think everybody would love to hear it. And I would love to hear it from you instead of reading it in words.
Sure. Well, just as a side note, Gracie was diagnosed with nasal cancer on Christmas Eve, and when we got the diagnosis, I said a lot of swear words as well, so it's totally fine. We totally get that. Um, Gracie is part husky, part not quite sure. Had a couple of vets say that they think she might have actually been coyote. She came from a rescue in San Diego, but they got her from Mexico. So Gracie was adopted in February of 2014, and she had a lot of social issues when we first got her because she was really um, she had been abused as a puppy, obviously. And so when we got her from the rescue, it took a little while for her to come around. And then I'm an actor, so I live in Los Angeles. And Gracie started going on auditions with me and things like that. And all the casting offices loved her. And she was just so quiet and just kind of kept to herself. And then we were on our way to an audition in June of 2015, and we were hit by a drunk driver on the 405 freeway, and that kind of changed a lot of things for me. I ended up losing 2 discs in my spine, and I suffered 5 different eye disorders. That's why the glasses. And then I have a permanent condition called triplopia, which means I have triple vision. So I see 3 of everything at all times. So long story short, um, Gracie and I, like, we used to go running all the time, and now all of a sudden I couldn't take Gracie running. And so Gracie's just been by my side like ever since the car accident. I mean, she was even in the car accident with me, obviously. And she's never really like abandoned me, or our dynamic hasn't changed with my becoming disabled. And so she's never been sick before. So when she got diagnosed with nasal cancer on Christmas Eve, um, it just kind of put me in a mode of, okay, I got to try and do anything and everything that I can for her, because I don't want to give up on her, because she obviously didn't stop loving me when I got sick. So,
Yeah, I mean, just incredible, number one, that you both survived a car accident from a drunk driver, and the
yeah.
fact that she was in the car with you and survived with you, I think is just incredible.
Yeah,
So
when the accident happened, um, we got hit from behind, and Gracie went into the dash, and then we were wheelbarrowed into the car in front of us. And so when we hit that car, my airbags didn't deploy, so that led to a lot of my brain injury. And so then when we hit the car in front of us, Gracie got ricocheted into the back seat. So when we came to a stop, I said, come here. And I'm like squeezing her legs and her tail. And she was whimpering, but I think she was just shaken up. And once I realized, I was like, is everything okay on you? And then a few minutes later, I was like, okay, is everything okay on me? Like, because my whole focus had been, is she okay? And then, like, surprisingly, I was the only one that was hurt in the accident. So the person that hit us wasn't hurt, thank goodness. And the person in front of us wasn't hurt. Gracie wasn't hurt. And I was the only one that was hurt. So that was pretty good trade off. I don't want anybody else to get hurt. But But anyway, yeah, it was a crazy thing. And I just did an update. I don't know if you guys saw it. It's on it's been online. I don't know if we've put it on our GoFundMe, but I actually put footage up of that day at the accident site where I was filming Gracie sitting in the car by herself because we're dealing with the cops and the paramedics and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
So the one thing I noticed, because I went and stalked your page,
Yeah,
which I tend to do after somebody applies, just, we vet everybody that applies, but
sure.
you have been fundraising on your own for months. I mean, since you've gotten this diagnosis. And
Yeah.
not only that, you are very, I would say, honest in your posts and your YouTubes and things that you post, which to us, we love that. Like, that's the kind of thing that we love. So, how do you, I guess, kind of just go through like what is her diagnosis? What is the prognosis? How do you get through this kind of a cancer where it is obviously really tough because it's around her eyes and near her mouth? So just kind of take us through, what is the outlook now at this point?
Well, I've had dogs all my life. I'm originally from West Virginia. I moved to Los Angeles when I was 25. So I grew up with dogs. I've always had dogs, and I've never had a dog with cancer before. Which, of course, I always patted myself on the back for it, like I had something to do with that. Well, I feed them well and all that kind of stuff. So when this happened, I did start doing fundraising, but I did it like 3 days after the diagnosis because I just went into like this complete depression when it first happened, and I'm sure that a lot of people watching this have been through something similar. And then um, uh, I started to think, okay, like, and I did on one of my videos, I said this, but the thing with these guys is unfortunately, um, I would never give God a memo, but um, they're with us for such a short period of time. Even if you get like 15, 20 years, it's still a really short period of time. And so I started thinking, okay, like being a pet owner, you're signing up for the Heartbreak Hotel at some point. And I knew that going in with this relationship with her. Um, but when she got this cancer diagnosis, the first 2 or 3 days, I was almost looking at her like she was gone in a weird way. And I'm sure that maybe some of your viewers can relate to that. And I immediately went into this mode of, okay, I'm gonna stop thinking that way for two reasons. Number one, um, that isn't going to do us any good right now. Like that, it's like if I talk about the Heartbreak Hotel, like I have that reservation set in the future. It could be in 10 months or 10 years or 20 years, whatever the case may be. But that is there. And so knowing that that is there, like there's no point in eking out my despair along the way. So what is most important is that Gracie, and she's still here. Poke your head up. So what's important is that she gets the care that she needs, and she's filled with love and positivity, and that I try everything that I can to try to save her life because like all positive ventures in life, whether it's somebody trying to start a company or beat cancer, like you never hear stories about people who, yeah, I gave up and then all of a sudden my dog was cured of cancer or so on and so forth. So my perspective through this whole thing has been we're going to tackle this thing. We're going to do everything that we can. I'm going to do everything that I can, which has been really difficult because I'm disabled. So, um, part of that came in with the fundraising, and I mean, we can get to that. But I just wanted to do anything and everything that I could to help her, but also maybe help other people and try to deal with their diagnosis with their pet with a little bit of levity and maybe change their perspective on how they're looking at dealing with a dog with a dire diagnosis. So to answer your question, and I'm a little long-winded, so I apologize. But I have a traumatic brain injury, so I have a doctor's note. So you can excuse me for that. Um, but her diagnosis, so when she was diagnosed on Christmas Eve, they gave her like a month or two to live. I mean, they said it's really bad. And so we went about scheduling her CT and her rhinoscopy and all of that. And then I started looking around for different cancer doctors and researching different cancer doctors. We had some backup cancer doctors, like some community cancer doctors, but we got into our main cancer doctor. So we were really proud. I was so proud of her for getting into her lead cancer doctor. Um, and that guy has been really wonderful. He does all kinds of treatments there. He does radiation, he does chemo, but he also does holistic. So he came in, he took one look at her, and he said that he really wanted to try to tackle it holistically. Um, so that's what we've been doing. So um, with care, um, the vet has said at some point that he thinks she can possibly just live with this. Like if we've got to the cancer soon enough, and if it's contained, because the thing with her type of cancer, it eats away at the bone. So it's eaten away at a lot of the bone in the nasal cavity, and it potentially could take off for the orbital sockets and the brain. But ever since we've had her on her cancer meds, it seems like things have kind of stayed in the snout. Now her snout has gotten a lot bigger, um, and unfortunately has not really created an exit point. But her mouth, interestingly enough, has developed these abscesses where our vet is telling us the cancer wants to get out based on the treatment that we're giving her. And so it created an exit wound in her mouth. And actually, last night, um, Gracie had some of the tumor start to fall off in her mouth. And when it happened, I mean, she was bleeding all over the place, but it wasn't her bleeding, it was the cancer bleeding. So everything that we've been doing for her from a treatment standpoint has been really good. I mean, I think if you've stalked us, as you said, um, and you can't stalk the willing. So I mean, it's just legally, just letting you know.
She
But
has, trust me.
yeah, and I mean, Gracie's been playing and going to the dog park and playing fetch, and she has two sisters. So she has two. I have three huskies, and they're all rescues. They all have a sob story. I'm a sucker for a sob story. I am a sob story. So so she has two younger sisters that she still plays with and things like that. So her prognosis is a little bit. The vet has told us it really depends on how your dog responds. And since that is the case, I've tried to do everything I can to just surround her with love and positivity and happiness, and just be really optimistic, and see where that leads us. And I will say this, and I guess going through my own situation and having my triple vision and all that kind of stuff has given me a different perspective on life, literally, as well as psychologically. And I I guess um, these last like 9 weeks, in a way, have been a really blessed time because some people lose their pet in a really tragic circumstance. And not that I don't consider this a tragic circumstance to be dealing with nasal cancer, but to be able to have the opportunity to look after her and care for her and try to figure out what the best pathway is for her, it's really an honor. um, it's really an honor, that she was like picked, to be my dog, and that I was picked to be her owner, and we can try to figure out what the best thing is to do for her. So I've really looked at it like this is a challenge, and it's almost my feelings are pushed aside, because if things don't ultimately go well, I can always deal with that, because I just want every day that she has, no matter how long that is, to just be filled with, love and joy and treats and all that kind of stuff. So
Damn it, Rich, you made me cry. I'm like sitting back here, like, okay, hold it together, Sarah.
I do
Tired of
have
the
to tell you,
tissues.
and just at some point, and I don't want to take over, and you could probably tell I'm an actor and a host and all that stuff. So
All good.
just mute me at some point. But if you at some point, if you want to get into like some of the online reactions we've been getting from people, that's kind of interesting.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
But we can cross that bridge if you want to come to it.
Yeah, I'm sure. I can imagine. It's like when I gave Rue ice cream and like the world had ended.
Oh
So
no.
Yeah, it's not good. Anyway, so Rich, thank you, number one, for telling your story.
Sure.
I think it's very evident that you're an actor, but you're also very caring for your animals. I think just telling her story about how she was abused as a puppy and you took her in, you're really like the type of person that we like to hear from, but also that we like to help. So if anybody's seen these videos before, you probably know what's gonna happen next. But Deborah, can you kind of tell Rich, what our plan is and where we are with being able to help him out?
Yeah, so what we are gonna do is we're gonna set up a fundraiser
Cool.
specifically for Gracie so that our followers can go and donate specifically for her care. You were saying it's 95 a week for the treatment,
Yeah.
so somewhere
Well,
around there.
we've reached a point where the vet really wants her to go twice a week for ozone therapy. She gets rectal ozone therapy, so it's kind of a touchy subject around here. But
I'm pretty sure I put that in my email
um,
to Sarah.
and but also she gets like it's like 8 or 9 different medications. Some are off label, so they're like cancer deprogrammers, apocaps, just various things like that that I'm sure there are people out there going, yep, I know what that is, I know what that is. Like, this is a whole new world for me. So yeah, so it's a combination of her rectal ozone therapy and then the different medications that she's been on. Like, there was a time in the very beginning we had her on ivermectin, um, and we did not go on the black market and sell it everywhere. I promise, we did not. Gracie got all of it. Um,
Good
so
enough.
I mean, we've literally tried a bunch of stuff. So at this point, we're kind of zeroed in on a certain combination of drugs that have been working really well for her, and then the rectal ozone. So weekly, I don't know necessarily what it would break down to medication wise, but her 2 rectal ozone therapy treatments are about $190.
Well, we're gonna pay that going forward. We're gonna
Oh,
pay for any of your past bills that are outstanding. Not gonna cry. We saw your GoFundMe, and like I said, we really appreciate people that proactively fundraise. So we got you. Anything you need, we got it.
oh my gosh. Um, Ladies, I don't know what to say.
Are you
Um,
speechless?
no, no. Uh, there are a lot of women in my past that I have dated that are like nodding aggressively right now, going, "Yes, he's not speechless." Wow. I I don't know what to say. You know, this has been I've had a lot of people who have made comments online. We've had mostly wonderful comments from people who have said stuff. You want to sit up? You want to sit up? Um, we've had mostly wonderful comments from people. I actually had somebody whose dog was diagnosed with cancer, and he said that he was in such a depression, and then um, he found our videos, which are on my GoFundMe. Which, I don't want to steer anybody away from your fundraising efforts for us, but all of our videos are there. So maybe I could share them with you guys, and you can put them up. But um, this one person in particular said, "You saved my life." The videos of you and your dog, like, just really um, mean so much to me because they've given me hope, and that meant so much to me. I'm fine. Daddy's fine. Um, but I've had a couple of people say, well, if you can't take care of your dog, you shouldn't. Um, you should put your dog down. You should, and I always say that there are two kinds of people in the world. There are dog people and there are monsters. Um, but to give that person the benefit of the doubt, I do understand where that's coming from, and especially in 2022. We've got war going on in Ukraine. People have been dealing with coronavirus and shutdowns and lockdowns and mandates and things like that for the last 2 years, and it's a really tough time. Inflation is really high, so um, I understand it's not the best time to be fundraising, but at the same time, I looked at it like, any level of embarrassment or shame or whatever that I can take on to try to give her a chance is worth it. Like my reputation, who cares? I don't really care what people think in that regard. I mean, I hope they think good things, but if I didn't give it a shot and try to raise funds for her, just so we could have our options open to us about maybe we want to pivot this direction or that direction in her care, to just have the flexibility to do it, and being disabled and being in the situation that I'm in. And by the way, I didn't even tell you this, ladies, but when I had my car accident, the person that hit us had their insurance expire the day before they hit us. So, like, people look at it like, "Oh, you were disabled in a car accident. You got really paid, right?" And I'm like, "Well, you would think." So we've kind of hit every branch on the tree on the way down over the years. But as far as the fundraising goes, I just looked at it like, later I would regret not having tried something and putting myself out there and making videos. And I've tried to make it beneficial to people. I've tried to, make funny videos and make videos about the perspective of a sick pet, and maybe bring some levity to the situation and things like that. So I haven't just asked for money, but at the end of the day, I mean, you are asking for money. So um yeah, I mean, I've just tried to do anything and everything that I can do for her, because I think she deserves it.
We agree. So do you. So like I said, whatever outstanding payments you need to make, all you need to do is send us the bills, and then going forward, we can pay directly. We'll share your GoFundMe. We always do that too. So I want people, if they want to donate directly to you, they can do that. And we want people to see the videos. So people share those. I know where to find them because I'm a
Yeah.
stalker.
Well, I mean, and obviously, I mean, now, I mean, like a video just for your people is in order. So I will try to figure that out. And I don't know why I'm doing Trump hands a lot, but I apologize. Um, but ladies, I don't know what to say. Like, this is really humbling and amazing. Thank you so much.
No, thank
Um,
you. This is what we do. And I also loved what you said. And I know, Deborah, we have brought this up over and over, but a lot of times when people get that diagnosis, they freak out, and as you know, Rich, your dog can feel your emotions. So when you're freaking out and you're stressed, and one of the first things, people that reach out to Deborah and I, and Laura and anybody on our team, is they freak out, and they're stressed and they don't know what to do and they don't know where to turn. And that's kind of, why we're here for the most part. But the best thing that I think you did is you said to yourself, I'm not going to look for the end. I'm going to live day to day. And that's live like Rue is exactly what that is. It's living for right now and not thinking about that day, that end day. So thank you.
One thing that I've always done for my life that has been really beneficial is, it was some exercise I heard about, and it always stuck with me. But it was like, close your eyes and imagine your life, a year from now, and think of all the things that you want to change in your life, whether it's lose some weight, things like that. Maybe in my case, it's shower. Like all that kind of stuff. Um, but I'm sure I'm pretty gamey. I've been sleeping in the floor for 2 months straight just to watch her, and so I'm sure, like, nobody wants to get within social distancing is in order for anybody around me. Let me just say that. But um, but if you ever want to change something in your life, think about um, your life a year from now. If you haven't made the change, now project out 5 years and you haven't made the change. Now project out 10 years. And that exercise, if you really do it properly, you will feel a lot of pain in that exercise. You'll feel regret. You'll feel years lost. You'll feel opportunities lost. And then you have that opportunity to snap back to the present and go, I'm not going to make that change someday. I'm going to make that change today. And that was kind of the philosophy that I had in jumping in and trying to do the fundraiser for Gracie. And again, I didn't do it immediately. I had 3 days of, like, being really sad and crying, and she would do anything. She would defecate. And I would go, oh, look at her poop. It's so adorable. I'm never going to see it again. So, I had my own grieving period in the beginning, but then I immediately like snapped into, okay, it's all about her. It's all like what's best for her, so on and so forth. So I don't know if that's something that, maybe, your viewers can take beneficial, but um, I really focused on, man, if I, if I stayed on the side of, well, I don't want to embarrass myself. I don't want to ask people for help. I don't want to do, videos and Facebook posts and like all that kind of stuff. And I'm not very good at it. I'm not very good at the social media stuff and things like that. But I just thought, if I don't do it and then something happens and she's gone, I will always sit around and go, I wish I would have done something. I wish I would have tried. I wish I would have done a fundraiser. I wish I would have done something to try to get people's attention to try to help her. And I mean, just sitting here with you all and you all making this offer to us, you know, is just kind of validation of making that kind of choice to just, step out in faith and you know give it a chance. So yeah, it's really it's really emotional to think about, but yeah, I mean that's really what my thinking has been in this whole thing. I was like, somebody's going to see something, and um, hopefully we'll be able to get her the care that she needs.
I love that. And I love too how you said, you often have to do that. You have to take the good with the bad. So you're gonna have people that say, why aren't you euthanizing her? And then you can have somebody that says you saved their life. So we get that. We totally understand that.
There's one woman that a couple of times has made the comment, um, you look so handsome when you wear your glasses. And like, and to that woman right now, I apologize for taking them up. And what other thing? Oh, one more thing, and this would be good to talk about. So, I posted pictures of Gracie and things like that, and I've been very in tune to where she's at. She's still eating vigorously. She's still wagging her tail. She still wants to, play and things like that. So, like, this is all about her and her life. And does she want to stay here? And our vet just told us on Monday, said she is a real fighter with everything. That's a good shake. She's a real fighter with everything that she's been through. And a dog that is doing all the things that she's doing, that's a dog that wants to be here. So, because of all those reasons, that's why I'm keeping her around. I'm not pumping her full of stuff, and she's in a medicated state. We've been really fortunate. Like, we haven't really seen any negative side effects, with the exception of her inflammation and her swelling. Which, by the way, her inflammation could be cancer cell death that is taking place in her, and that's actually causing the inflammation. So, actually, when you see the inflammation, it could actually be a good thing. But I did have somebody comment a couple of days ago. I guess it was like a friend of a friend, like one of my friends shared our fundraiser. And in the comments section, this person said, wow, it's so sad to see a dog that cannot give consent. And I was like,
she was
like, what? Exactly. I had the same reaction. And my reaction to that was, ma'am, these are not those kind of videos. So but I understood, I have a lot of empathy, and maybe it's because of my triple vision. I'm able to see multiple sides of an argument. And so I get where people are coming from, but they might see a sick dog and think, oh, she's in pain, you need to put her out of her misery, you need to do that. And that's that's just not where Gracie's at. So because of that, that's why I've kept fighting for her. So,
well, we love you, Rich, and we love Gracie, and now you're part of the Roo family. So
oh my gosh,
there's no getting out of this now. So
Like
it's like
the
a
mafia.
mafia at some point, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So Deborah will connect with you. We'll get all your receipts and anything that you need to be.
Oh my gosh.
And we can pay the vet directly, or we can reimburse you, whatever is best, and whatever is easiest. But thank you so much for sharing your story. I know you thought that you were coming on just just to chat with us. But this is the surprise is that we're here to help you going forward. So
Yeah.
I can't. You punked. I don't know what to say. I can't thank you enough. We do have a vet visit tomorrow, so
we got
I
you.
should probably share that. That was already booked ahead of time. I'm not being abusive, but I can't. Gosh, I can't thank you guys enough. I bless your hearts. I just thank you. I don't know what else to say.
You're so welcome. And I do want to share your videos on our page. So if you make one especially for us, we will definitely share that.
I will.
Yes. And then I'll share also your GoFundMe when we make a little donation page just for her. So again, if people want to donate directly to you, they can definitely do that. But thank you so much, Rich. We love you and we really appreciate you sharing your story.
Bless you guys. And just very quickly, and you'll have my information. If anybody wants to do anything for us, I also have. So we have the GoFundMe. We also have Venmo and Cash App. Just Rich Sees 3 is my. So it's RICH SEES and then the number 3. So that's Venmo and Cash App. We're accepting things there as well. Gosh, I just again, we've seen a lot of really bad things over the course of the last couple of years, and something like this just kind of reaffirms my belief that there's still like really, really wonderful people out there. And thank you guys so much. And I think she wants to eat, so that's why she's ready to chow down. But thank you, ladies, so much. It means the world to us. I will have more eloquent things to say later, but right now I'm kind of a mess.
Good. That's what we wanted. So, and I'm a mess too. So anytime that you wreck Sarah, it's a good day. I mean, some people are happy. So thank you. Thank you so much, Rich. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We'll have obviously follow-ups with Rich and Gracie and follow their journey along, and he'll share all his videos with us. And I will post his Venmo. I see somebody asking about your Venmo. I'll post all of that on the fundraiser that we make, so you guys have options. If you want to donate directly to him, all good. We love that as well. Thank you, Rich. Bye, everybody. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.